Okay, my dear student, good evening. Here I'm again. Good afternoon, sorry. Till 9, you have to say good afternoon. Okay, I'm going to talk about now the presentations here. Our presentation can be a short or long talk by one or more than one person to a group of people introducing and describing a particular subject. The way you present your ideas to an audience is extremely important. You may know your subject extremely well, but if you do not present it clearly and logically, your audience will doubt that you do. So this unit builds on your existing skill as a presenter. It aims to polish your technique so that your presentation helps you to meet your academic goals. All right. So this is just a warm-up activity. You have to discuss and pairs and group think about some of the good and poor presentations you have seen. This may have been at school, a college, university, or at a private function. Use the worksheet below to record what made them good or poor. Now, my dear, if you have seen or if you have experienced any such presentations, right? So that you have to just write your opinions here, okay? Here, right? I mean, some good points if you have seen in a presentation. If you have seen any presentations in life, or if you have heard somebody whose presentations have really impressed you, so you have to write actually the points over here. And suppose if you have heard a presentation that really disheartened you, or you didn't like that the most, that discouraged you the most, so that you can, write. You must obviously note it there. Now, remember, essential steps. Essential mean extremely important steps, you see, for preparing presentations effectively. For that, the first thing that is careful planning is essential for successful presentation. If it is short or if it is long, all right, you have to do some planning for that. The better you prepare in advance, the more confidence you will have. Presenting. So presentation usually requires the following 7 steps. You have to just look at them. Most of them are principles which are similar to those writing successful memos, letters, and reports. You have to first you have to determine the purpose. For what purpose you are trying to do the presentations, all right? I mean, the purpose that should be made right from the beginning very clear. Then you have to look and analyze the audience in situation, that what audience you are going to present. For example, if you are going to present before the uneducated people and you are trying to use some technical information before them, so that it will look odd and it would look stupid on the part of presenter. And you have to look even a situation there. For example, if you are sitting in a situation which is a very solemn and serious situation, and you try to deliver your information, so the people will not be attentive to that. So you therefore need to be very cautious, and you have to be very analyzing according to situation. And then you have to choose the main ideas for your message. You should try to choose the main ideas of your message, and then you should try to deliver your message there, okay? And then you have to research your topic thoroughly. I mean, whatever topic you are giving to your students or any audience, you must try to have a proper research on that. You must have researched actually that topic thoroughly, so that you can have plenty of information on that. And otherwise, if somebody asks you, you could be very, very good actually on that information. And then you should organize the data and write your draft, okay? You must try to organize them properly, and you should try to drop your essay or presentation like this. Plain visual aids, you must try to prepare some visual aids if desirable, and rehearse the talk and revise where necessary. Okay, you have to just rehearse and revise where necessary. Okay, the following diagram summarizes this practice principle. You see in practice. You see here the ladder. Okay, this is actually the ladder, and sometime when you talk about the presentation, so you may have some problems, you may have nervousness, you may have some tensions. All right, so it is quite normal, and because when you try to practice and prepare, so this would certainly okay, so obviously nervousness, so it needs to be taken on, and you should try to prepare and start preparations, and then it would be good. PowerPoint, keep slides simple. You have to keep your slide simple and do not write lots of text on each slide. Okay, you should try to keep your slides as simple as possible, and the text should not be there. Very much text should not, and use charts and diagrams and even picture, because they would make your presentation more good. And interactions, very very important point here. Build a rapport with the audience. There should be some contact with the audience. You should not be speaking on the air. You should not be distracted. You should not be looking at others, but you should try to take, the audience with you. Get them involved by asking questions. Use humor if appropriate. And then, my dear, notes and hands out. You have a brief notes actually on 2 cards. Prepare a handout and try to give those handouts and notes actually to your students, so that they can have a better understanding of that. Body language. Smile. You should have smile. You should have make eye contact, move around a bit, and stand straight. Use hand gestures, and do not hide behind the podium. Try to make a prominent make your body prominent, so that you can take the people on in confidence. And then speak clearly, right, concisely, and confidently, and slowly, and use everyday language. You have to be very very avoid technical language and try to use commonplace language. And practice and practice. Remember, for best presentations you need to practice it more and more. The more you practice, the more it would become more clearer. So in front of a mirror or in front of a friend, you must try to practice it. The more you practice, the more you will get confident, and your presentation will be superb. My dear, finally, you see at the top of the ladder, you must have a structure, a fantastic structure, and it should be a logical order. It should have introduction, it should have main points, and it should have a conclusion. You should start right from the beginning, so that your audience can understand what you are saying to them. Okay, so this is actually the general roughest structure for presentation, and I think if you follow this structure, it would be very very good for you people. All right, here activity number 2, you have to just look at true false. All right, in pairs you have to discuss each statement is true or false. This is actually just for you people. You have to just find this thing out, and you have to tell us whether these statements are true or false. And then you have to do mock presentation, role play. Mock presentation means which isn't real presentation, but it should be like this. All right, what makes a presentation good and what makes a presentation poor? Work in group. You have to just tell and discuss this thing. You should try to tell us that what is a good presentation and since you have been told previously that you have to find out and you have to come up with certain ideas which are and what is a good presentation and what is a bad presentation. And if you have actually seen one, you have to do this well. All right, watch the first 12 minutes of the video. You can go and just download this video for yourself, and you have to make a list of all the statement, visual aids, body language, speech, and all that is making presentation more clearer, right? So that you can understand that in the best possible way. All right, you should go and try to download the presentation, and you have to do the same. So you have to discuss this thing there, okay, and do your best and try to your best to become good presenter. You can become good presenter only if you practice and practice and practice. So I think we are going to the conclusion. Anyhow, unit 12, and in unit 12 we have session 2. So the short presentation in this will be assist keeping in view of the checklist. You have to look, for example, the presentation has a proper introduction. You have to look at there. Presentation has a proper conclusion. The contents are relevant to the topic or not. The language is simple. The style is informal or formal. The voice is audible. Eye contact is there. Proper gesture is there, and facial expression. Use of visual eye. So all these checklists you have to look at the end, so that it will put you on the right track. Like for example, we have this activity, climate change. So in this activity, obviously, you can in front of the group you can talk about this, for example, presentation. But anyhow, I'll be giving you some more presentation there to you people properly. Well, presentation would be there, and feedback on the peer assessment. Okay, share the peer assessment that you have done with the other groups, and these are all the exercise you are supposed to do. So I hope that you are getting it. Like for example, when you want to start introducing the first point, so like you can say that to start with, I would like to consider, like sentences. First of all, I would like to look at. I mean, these are actually the introducing, these are the introductory, sentences which will help you. Finishing, that's all I have to say about. Those are the main points. Starting new, these are all the sentences that would help you in your presentations, and you should look at these sentences. Like for let's say for conclusion, you can say that's all I have to say for now. That concludes my talk. Thank you for your attention. I have already said and things like this. I hope that you understand them. Think a list of different roles Pakistani men have to play in the society. You can mention their role as a breadwinner, protector, a macho man. Read the supplementary information section at the end of this unit. So I think this is enough actually, and these were the project. We were also part of this project when we had discussion, and obviously you see that we in fact were the part of this project. Indeed, you can see that we all have contributed in this pilot phase. In fact, so university from all over the Pakistan, they were there. So I am Dr. Kamal and I were from our university, and we took part actually in the in the workshops which were done on this book. So therefore we have gone through this. So I hope that this help you. So this is the end actually of the book, and I'll give you some some actually some 2 or 3 lectures which are remaining, which are only on the technical side of it, and the rest, this book is over, and mostly you have to plan your activities on all discussion that I have done actually in this lecture. Thank you very much.